He says you can become enlightened by any one of the techniques that I give you. He says you can become enlightened by means of Hatha Yoga, just doing the asanas. And do you know how you become enlightened in Hatha Yoga? The secret of Hatha Yoga is not to be a beginner and do each posture 3 times for 30 seconds. The secret of Hatha Yoga is to have one posture and stay in it for an hour. And while you're in that posture, meditate. This is the secret that Iyengar gives. And really, if you want to progress in Hatha Yoga, you should do the posture for half an hour. What do they say in Hatha Yoga? It takes 10 minutes for the muscles to relax. It takes another 10 minutes for the tendons to relax. And then it takes another 10 minutes after that for the bones to relax. That's what I was always told when I was being taught Hatha Yoga. In your own personal practice, you should practice being in the poses for a long time.
Now you tell me.
Well, this is what you've come for. You've come here to find out how to be a yoga teacher. And the secret is that you can become enlightened by any one of the paths of yoga. And yoga itself, actually the word means enlightenment. Any practice that can lead you to enlightenment is called yoga. This is the secret. And you can become enlightened by any of those practices. Whether it's Hatha Yoga, whether it's Mudra, whether it's Bandha, whether it's Pranayama, whether it's Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, or simply by listening to Yamas and Niyamas, the things you should do and the things you should not do. You can become enlightened simply by being harmless. This is what Gandhi proved. Simply by being harmless, you can change a nation. So any one of these techniques can make you enlightened. And Swami Satchidanand said, it's easy to become enlightened. You just need to have one technique and stick to it. Do it properly. My yoga teacher said, you can become enlightened in any one of the yoga poses. You just become a master of that particular yoga pose and you can become enlightened. He says the most difficult one to master is called shavasana. You know which one is shavasana? It's the relaxation pose. Simply by lying properly in the relaxation pose, you can become enlightened. But the real meaning of shavasana is dead. Shava means the dead pose. And who is the most famous exponent of the death pose? Ramana Maharshi. He's another one of your set books. He's one of my favourite sages. We visited his ashram many times in India. Dead now. He did the death pose too much. When he was 16 years old, he suddenly thought to himself, I wonder what it's like to be dead. So he lay down on the ground and slowly, he persuaded himself that he was dead. And he went off to meet his eternal soul. He went off and he met the Atman. And at that point, he became enlightened. Just in shavasana. Just in the relaxation pose, he became enlightened. Just one pose, Hatha Yoga. But was it Hatha Yoga? Because you cannot become enlightened just by Hatha Yoga. The essential nature of enlightenment means that when you are doing Hatha Yoga, you should be doing every other yoga at the same time. Because when you are enlightened, you become a master of all yogas. So although you can become enlightened just by one pose, when you become enlightened, you become a master of all the yogas.